welcome to the men's Oceanside Hoodie Sew Along. Today is day 2. Today we're going to be assembling the placket. If you're using thinner fabrics, like for instance French terry, you want to use interfacing under the placket piece itself for more stability. Also, I wanted to mention with the cord that goes in the placket, the ties, the drawstring piece. The pattern piece itself calls for the piece to be cut as a mirror image, and the piece is very long. If you prefer shorter drawstring cords, you can cut one piece and then just cut it in half for shorter drawstrings. Let's get started. All right, let's begin with the hoodie cord. All right. If you prefer to have two long drawstrings, then cut your pieces mirrored and leave them the same size. If you prefer shorter drawstrings, you can cut one piece and then cut it in half. Let's go ahead and we are going to fold the piece on itself, right sides together. We are going to pin all the way down, and then we are going to sew all the way down. So let's go ahead and get all of that pinned there. Thing is flipped all the way down. Let's go ahead and sew that end to close it. Right, we have that closed all the way down. And what we can do is take a turner, tube turner, we put it all the way through, hook it onto the edge, the rest of the way. Alright, and if you prefer long drawstrings, you can go ahead and repeat for the other drawstring. If you prefer shorter ones, you can go ahead and cut this in half. I prefer shorter ones, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this in half. And I like to tie a little knot on the end. That's just personal preference. Alright, both of them are finished. We can go ahead and put them to the side. grab our placket piece. And our front bodice piece. We're going to take our front bodice. Here's the right side. We're going to flip it facing down. And take our placket and also face it down. I'm going to line up the notches here in the middle. Line up the notches. And pin it down. So it doesn't move. And you can also place another pin on the bottom if you prefer, so it does not move out of place. Okay, and we are going to take our pattern piece and transfer the markings in the middle. Okay, here is our pattern piece. Take that and take a pen, marking pen or pencil, and transfer the marking of that opening. Right, once you have that marked, you're going to take your tape measure we are going to take our tape measure and measure 2 inches down. Mark a point at your 2 inches. And take both of your drawstring pieces and we are going to place them under the placket on those marking lines. You want to pin them in place once you have them in the correct position. Make sure they are over the line there in the middle from your marking so that you attach them when you're sewing. Make sure that pin them really good in place. Once we have those set in place, we can go ahead and sew down that middle all around. Once we have those lines sewn, we're going to cut right there in the middle, all the way to the thread, but not through the thread. Let's cut that down. You do want to stop a little before that bottom thread line. we are going to make a V from one point to the middle, back up to the other point. Do not cut your thread. Get close to the thread. You're going to make a V in that middle right there, just like that. Once we have that sewn, we are going to flip our bodice right side up and also flip our placket over so it is right side up as well. Once we have it flipped, want to lay it flat, match the notches back up so everything is neat and flat. Pin those top notches together. And also pin the bottom there so it doesn't move anywhere. Okay, what we are going to do is we are going to do a 4th seam allowance around that middle that we just cut. So it is nicely top stitched there right in that middle. Let's go ahead and top stitch that in place. Now that we have that top stitched all the way around, we are going to start top stitching the sides of that placket there. We are also going to do about a 4th seam allowance around. We're going to start at the top, go to that point, go down to the other side and back all the way to the top. All the way around there. So let's go ahead and get that top stitched so we can finish that placket. Make sure it's nice and flat. You can also use Wonder Tape to keep it in place. That way it doesn't move while you are sewing, if you prefer. It's that 2-sided sticky tape. It holds things in nicely. Continue on the other side. And then back up to the top. And there we have the entire placket top stitched in the middle and on the sides. Join me again tomorrow as we complete the bodice and we attach the pocket. See you tomorrow.